All right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Washington Redskins and the Dublin Shamrocks. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And his first look is incomplete.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. His throw incomplete.
We talk all the time about playmakers on offense, but let's face it, there are plenty of playmakers on defense, too. I think we just saw an example of one, didn't we? Not force that incompletion.
Yeah, he's a great corner. They got a couple of them on that side of the football. So now early 3rd and 10 here on the opening drive.
Oh, you playing Android in my calf?
Looking to throw.
He said he's still playing.
Who's going to drop it?
3rd down.
What up, guys? I was calling the guy to split me about to be in progress in case you wanted to watch.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away.
Huh? Maybe you told you.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 23. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
All right, me, let me know how I want it. Dog, these niggas hurt my starting quarterback, dog. Are you serious, bro?
A lot of niggas get hurt in my chest. You gotta have backup in his league.
A first carry for the Clemson man, Wayne Gallman. Go up and over. Give him 10 yards there. And about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Jameis to throw it. He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. Taco Charlton in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. Third and long for Winston. Rolling to his left. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Quarterback, dog. This nigga got hurt for the game. Like, not even.
On is the punt team now as this one sent away. This is brought in at the 21. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10.
Damn, that shit good.
Out comes Washington's offense as they set to take over here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory.
I don't like
which
when you
means
got that
they're
shit
gonna
on
lose
the
the field
simulation.
position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more
That's what it's on?
consistency. Move the ball at least a few times.
That's why I left out that league. They let me do too much bullshit.
Yeah, just something
All
to build
computer
off
flow.
of. That's what they're looking for here. It's a 6-yard
No user
gain on the
skills at
ground, and
all.
that'll make it 2nd and 4.
If you can catch, you gonna catch everything. If you fast, you gonna run past everybody. That shit weak. And I know he's fast, so I'm getting in cover 3 and I'm backing up all the way off on him. He still run past my nigga, so hell. Tyreek Hill is unfucking stop on him.
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
And some room to maneuver.
Oh, I'm thinking, JT, you should see this run. I know he's sitting on
His
that.
3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Redskins have taken a first-quarter lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Parkey with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Hey, we'll bring some wet bike out
there. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
They'll begin with a run by Gallman. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one will swallow up because when they're open, this big defensive lineman will take the beat and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 12 yards there as they move the chains. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Silver to the west of the gas tank.
This is good. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
In the cup.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one will swallow up because when they're open, those big defensive linemen will take the beat and move laterally.
Oh, the cup. Oh, yeah.
They can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They go play action. Winston. Incomplete. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of the story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what'd you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Winston. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line.
Well, this wind is definitely going to be a factor as this game goes along. He's throwing straight into it here in the first quarter, and the ball fluttered on him a little bit. They'll definitely have to file that one away and make a mental note of it.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. Oh, nice move.
Oh, we freaky.
There he goes, left side.
Dice is getting too freaky.
Touchdown, Washington.
Yeah, too freaky early.
Darius Geis with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Redskins get the quick strike touchdown. And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the first quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way through them for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognized
that's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And here now the offense heading back out there. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. The drive begins with a handoff to Gallman.
I'll get some shit while I'm
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Dubliner. Here's Gallman. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Now Winston. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Damn.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on 1st and 10.
I'm gonna fucking business here. Shit.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Partner, I think there's a lesson there. Some days you're just having a really tough time, and for the defense, today has been that day. But after that play, what do you learn? You can still make plays even when the other guy's having success against you.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And the catch made here by Marquise Lee. Touchdown, Washington. Marquise Lee, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Redskins find a way to stretch their lead.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field. And that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
They start on the ground with Gallman, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their...
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
He'll come out throwing here on first down. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he fires one that's intercepted. Vernon Hargraves with a pick. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Gallman will run it. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Now Gallman, and that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. This offense so far on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 8. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? They'll set up to throw. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th. They'll try and throw for it here. And they're going to try the screen. It's complete, but he will not get away. He stopped short of the marker. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Redskins will take control of the football in great field position. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He'll check it down to Geis. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll be second down. That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. That's going to be caught. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Allen Robinson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Redskins are going to add on to their lead. Parkey adds the extra point, and the rout is on here in this first half. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now back out comes the offense. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive. But they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. You've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. And they'll go on the ground. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
To throw is Winston. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And they'll run it here. And hard running is going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Tackle made there by Jabril Peppers. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Winston on 3rd and 2. Got a man on the right sideline. That's Blake. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards on the play. So we have come up, due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Now a second down throw for Winston.
And I keep it.
And Jameis intercepted a third time. Picked off near the 42. And he will score. Touchdown, Washington. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
I was just about to say he had missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
All comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard, stop short of the 35.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Defensively, Harrison Phillips there to stop him.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. First target, first catch, and a first down. Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage, or do you do it with...
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off, Byron Jones. Thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the second half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting a drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on, too.
No doubt about it. They are excited about where they are in this game.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold them to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. 2nd and 9 now from the 21.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Vernon Hargraves with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Well, NFL quarterbacks have learned the hard way. You're not going to get rich throwing against this guy. He's definitely too good. And this is now his 2nd interception of the ball game. And if I'm running the offense, I've got to tell my guys, you've got to go work on the other corner.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. And this offense on 3rd down today, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 7.
Hey. 4 down.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Good tackle, open field.
They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. The catch made by Miller.
Damn, I was on that shit.
Down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively, all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're going to get him down, but not before a pretty good run right there. A good run, 8 yards there, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
What a game this defense has played. They're pitching a shutout, so it'd be fun to watch down the stretch to see if their defensive coordinator continues to be as aggressive as he's been all game long.
They'll try to pound it in with Goldman. And this is not going to do it as he stopped at the 2-yard line. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Another stop on 3rd down, and this defense still hasn't allowed a touchdown to this point.
And before this 4th and 3 play, we're going to get whistles and a timeout.
Oh,
it's just
my.
their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down.
Oh, shit.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And his guys are able to close that gap just a bit. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0. Are you you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. Extra point up and through. And the lead drops from 34 down to 27. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the 4th quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Everyone's got 4 down.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
Lucky 56.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down.
For a rookie first-rounder, he's made a huge impact on this defense, but that tells me that they had a plan for him when they drafted him. Just turn him loose, do what you do best, go get the quarterback.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
All right, now, look at 56.
They're going to look to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the fourth, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know.
And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked by Nick Kwiatkowski. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Now they try the right side here. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And on the ground they go with the running back. And he's going to go backward. They get him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as he'll wind up going backwards. Jay Gruden's guys unable to convert on 4th down. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now a handoff looking right. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And his guys are able to cut into that deficit. When you talk about a battle being won in the trenches, that touchdown right there, a lot of credit to the offensive linemen.
Yeah, when you watch them surge across the front, they really created great space for the runner to get in.
Now here's Winston as his guys will line up and go for the 2-point conversion. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he'll get in. And they're going to draw themselves 2 points closer. And they're able to ground it in there on the 2-point try. And you and I were talking before the game that 2-point conversions from the 15-16 season, what has changed, what hasn't changed, partner?
Yeah, I'll tell you what's changed is just your normal strategy, because now you're either kicking the football with the ball on the 15-yard line, or if you decide to go for 2, they put it on the 2-yard line. So what are you thinking as a coach? Do I risk it? Do I go for it here? Do I try and gain a strategic advantage and maybe go for 2 early? That's what people are wondering about.
So out now come the Redskins. They come into enemy territory, and I don't care what the matchup is in the National Football League. You're up like this late in the game on the road. This feels pretty good.
Oh, it feels fantastic. Anytime you get a road victory in the NFL, that's a big-time accomplishment, and to do it this convincingly, that just tears up the script that every home team has, which is nobody comes into our house and pushes us around. They took care of business today.
Yeah, they pushed around, and now the final stages of this one. 31 yards there and a 1st down. Guy showing he's going to be an important part of this Redskin backfield as he's in there again for 1st down. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter, in the zone, the ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they got it going today.
That's to his running back, complete. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a first down. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of it. That's just who they are.
Now a desperation throw deep. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped.
Oh, my God.
So many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for Washington, they remain as hot as anyone at 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And now they'll face the prospect of a long, albeit happy flight across the Atlantic. Meanwhile, for the home team here, they drop below 500.